Hey Switch 2 fans, GameStop is in a little bit of hot water right now because of something that they did on pre-order day, and it's led to a company-wide investigation. Basically, GameStop are investigating certain stores that were selling Nintendo Switch 2 only bundles. And why were they selling Switch 2 only bundles? Well, apparently, according to Mr. Guy with Hair, or Elia, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, over on X, who says this GameStop store is forcing you to buy bundles in cases, screen protectors, etc. And they're claiming they can't process the SKU just for the console, but we all know what's going on here. Personally, I want Donkey Kong and a screen protector, so it isn't a big deal. Basically, GameStop were saying, you know, everyone lined up. A lot of people went to their local GameStop store to try and pre-order a Switch 2 when pre-orders opened on the 24th. And, you know, around 11 a.m., people were lining up around the street. Obviously, you can see that here in the photo. He took a photo, Guy with Hair over on X, posted a photo of people lining up around the block to try and get their hands on a pre-order for the Switch 2. And basically, stores were saying, oh, I'm sorry, we can't process the SKU for the standalone system. And if you don't know what the SKU is, it's basically the item number that they run through the system that basically identifies that specific, you know, item at GameStop, and in this case that was the Switch 2, the standalone Switch 2. But basically the only SKUs that they were able to process at the store were $200 like bundles with $200 extra worth of stuff, several games, accessories, screen protectors, cases. They were able to run those just fine through the system and have people buy those. But if you just wanted to go into GameStop to buy a Switch on its own, a Switch 2, then good luck. They weren't going to sell you one because it wasn't working on the system for some reason. Now, before we get into this spicy video and talk about what GameStop were up to, what people had to say about it, please like, subscribe, click the bell icon. We cover Switch 2, handheld gaming news, tech news, gaming news every day on the channel, and I really appreciate your support. Check the links down below in the video description as well for some great deals, Switch 2 deals, as well as the Switch itself. And also, if you're just looking for a cozy place to hang out and talk about Switch 2, and also track pre-orders for the Switch 2. If you haven't got yourself a Switch 2 yet, haven't pre-ordered one yet, we have a 24/7 Switch 2 stock tracking live stream, which is running 24 hours a day. Got a great community on there, and it plays an alarm when pre-orders open at all the different retailers. So if you really want to get the upper hand on bots and scalpers, this is your tool. I made it for you. You're welcome. Come say hi in the chat, because I'm always hanging around there. So back to the article at hand. So basically, GameStop is investigating stores, obviously, because of this. One thing you might have encountered if you pre-ordered your Switch 2 at a brick and mortar store like GameStop is having to purchase other things with your pre-order. It's an age-old tactic to make as much money as possible off your purchase, but it's clearly unfair to consumers. One ex-user highlighted this issue at GameStop store in Astoria, which was only selling bundles with things like screen protectors, cases, etc. with purchases. GameStop Help was alerted to the matter and has posted saying it's looking into it. So GameStop, at least, is looking into this. And that particular store is unlikely to be the only one which chose to try this tactic with Switch 2 pre-orders. So obviously, here's the tweet itself. People are leaving, people are going crazy, people are being forced to pay $200 more for accessories and games that they really didn't plan on buying, right? You don't want to have to go in and try and pre-order a Switch 2 and then be forced to like pick like 3 games and accessories that you're not really wanting, because I like to sit back, I like to go on Amazon, see what accessories are out there. I don't like being forced to go in and buy stuff I don't really or didn't really intend to buy, especially if it's a $200 on top of the purchase bundle, right? But thankfully, GameStop responded. They actually had Woods, if you don't know, beat 'em up gamer, beat 'em up, sorry, on YouTube, get involved, and then that's when GameStop Help reached out and says, we're actively investigating this. Any customer who was turned away at the store location should reach out via DM so we can make it right. Good for GameStop. I know they're getting a little bit desperate these days. GameStop stores are closing down across the country by the hundreds because basically physical games are just sort of dying out now. Unfortunately, Nintendo's killing physical games as well with their virtual game cards and their empty game cards that just have nothing but the DRM code to basically let you download the full game. Makes no sense. But this is not the way to do it, GameStop. Here's another article. GameStop was being shady with Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders. Store investigated for insane prices. Want a Nintendo Switch 2? Well, one GameStop store was allegedly forcing employees to spend hundreds of extra dollars to pre-order one. So here's a video from the guy with Hair on X. Basically, his experience talking to a customer who just came out, and this is what they had to say.
What was it that you ended up?
It's basically amounting to $700.
And what did they make?
$700.
I added a game, a screen protector, a case, an SD card, and what else was it? I don't remember. It's SD card, game, screen protector, clip carry.
And they like make you have to buy, right?
Basically, yeah. They're not selling you just the console itself. So if you were thinking it was just going to pay $500, no, I asked. They said it was going to be still around $700. Sorry?
reasonable for them to make it sound
$200
worth of stuff plus the
$200
console.
Plus
Yeah.
the Nintendo, yeah. Because they say the stuff is interchangeable, but basically, I did, instead of picking up 2 years insurance, I did a game.
Okay.
But they're still making me spend like an extra $200 on top of the console.
So there we go. Basically, customers were forced to pay $200 more. You could either pay more for insurance or spend that money more wisely on a game. So here was the actual bundles themselves, right? Save the hassle and bundle your console. So we've got the Essentials bundle here. Obviously, you got a game for $40 to $80. Screen protector, free with purchase. That's awful nice of them. Carrier case for $24.99. Express micro, 256 gigabyte micro SD, 256 gigabytes for $69.99. And 1 to 2 year protection. Or you could obviously go for this one. 250. So that bundle was 204 on top of the price of the console. Obviously, this bundle was 259.95 on top of the console. This one was 349.94 on top of the console, or up to 369. Only $40 down. So basically, people were spending up to, or possibly up to, $870 for their Switch 2. 870, damn near $1,000 to get their Switch 2 bundled with all these ludicrously priced accessories. He goes on to say most people ended up buying it because there was literally no other way to get a console pre-order today. Make sure your stores don't try to bully people into buying hundreds of dollars of worth extra stuff. It's already expensive as is, and it is $450 to $500. It's kind of pricey. Japan, I think they pay $340, $360 for the Switch 2. And the US really got screwed over. Tariffs, maybe? The handful that left felt taken advantage of, and as we get in, the workers are confirming you can cancel all these items except the console itself at the time of pickup. So it's kind of an issue, but not so much of an issue because he does say, obviously, he goes on to say the person he was shopping or trying to buy a Switch 2 alongside asked the store employees, can they cancel everything else at the time of pickup but keep the console? And they said yes. So it's all for nothing if you want it to be. Doesn't make any sense. Any other GameStop locations doing this? But he just go on to say, he says, I'm in the store next. Someone just asked if they can cancel everything at the time of pickup, but keep the console, and they said yes. So it's all for nothing. If you want it to be, doesn't make any sense. Any other GameStop locations doing this? And here's somebody in the comments saying, yo, they pulled that crap off on me too over the GameStop on 86th Street in Brooklyn. Dude, literally forced people to get a 2-year warranty for a free screen protector and forced people to pre-order at least 2 games extra besides the bundle or no pre-order. Took me 3 hours. They basically put out a gun, put it up to your head and says, you better buy this. We're forcing you to buy this. You're not leaving GameStop until you buy this bundle, or else you're getting shot in the head. Or no, you're not getting the Switch 2 today. So, like I said, guys, obviously it's in the end. At the end of the day, it's not a massive deal. Obviously, you could have just, you could have put your down payment down, got your stuff, pre-ordered the Switch 2, and then when it came to pick up day at launch day, you went to go pick up your Switch 2, you could just say, hey, I don't want all this extra crap that you upsold me at the pre-order date. I just want to take home the Switch 2. They would have cancelled it anyway. So it was kind of a big deal, but it was a little bit of a hassle. Is this a case of GameStop trying to upsell you stuff, make commission, make more money than they would have otherwise? Were they just trying to boost the store's reputation? Do they get bonuses if they sell more stuff? Was it just employees taking advantage of people? Or do you think this was just an honest mistake of their system getting absolutely slammed with the Switch 2 pre-orders? Because as we know, Best Buy, Walmart, Target were all slammed at pre-order day. The servers were down, websites were crashing, all that good stuff. People are fighting over this thing, especially scalpers and bots are going absolutely ham on this thing. And again, that's why I've got the 24-hour stock tracking stream to try and help you guys out. It plays an alarm, and we actually managed to help a lot of people cop the Switch 2, especially over the pre-order day, the day after, the couple of days afterwards. They were still dropping. Walmart were still dropping. A bunch of people managed to get their Switch 2 thanks to the stream that we've got. So go over there, hang out, keep it up in the background. Say hi in chat. It's a cool place to hang out. Let me know what you think. Was GameStop just being greedy? Was it an honest mistake? How was your experience trying to pre-order a Switch 2 at GameStop if you did? Was it online? Was it in the store? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'm Blaze2K. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, click the bell icon for more up-to-date, spicy news and rumors on Switch 2 and everything else in between. Anyways, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.